Hey everyone. Oh, cool. Great to be here. Thanks for Osmo for having us. This is technically the closing ceremony, I guess. I'll do my best to tie and be on subject, but still, the thing I know best is Secret and Interchain. And I guess most of what I want to talk about is, how we as Secret kind of interconnect with Osmo, interconnect with the rest of the IBC network, and what I think, where I think the Cosmos ecosystem is heading out. Is there like a ticker or anything, or? Got it. All right, so how many people here know what Secret is, know about Secret? All right, seems like everyone, so I'm gonna skip that. Technically, Secret network, first L1 in Cosmos that had CosmWasm, smart contracts, but that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that in Secret network, the contracts are not just smart, they're also secret. What does that mean? That means that all inputs, state transitions and state in general, and outputs are completely encrypted, but it's completely programmable, right? So, there are applications, there are parts of let's say, the data in applications that you do want to reveal. For example, let's say there's a voting application where people vote with their tokens. So you don't want the votes to be public, you don't want people to see who votes for whom, but you do want the tally to be public. So that's been done 10 times already on Secret. That's very easy to do. And some of it is private, the vote, some of it is public, the tally, as desired. And it's up for the developers to decide how they develop their applications. Just a little bit of numbers for those who don't know. Secret has 80 validators. That's the max right now. We're going to increase it soon again because it's been kind of popular. So it started with 50 and continuously been increased with governance votes. About 60% plus of the tokens are locked in staking, which brings it to about 100,000 delegators and about 200,000 secret accounts. But the thing is that Secret is slightly different. I think other than Atom, it has the most centralized exchanges listings. So there are probably many, hundreds of thousands of accounts just on Binance and Kraken and anywhere, and Yobi and everywhere else it's traded. But here's what I want to talk about. Here's how it ties, I think, to the whole interchain kind of vision. So at Secret Labs, which is the company kind of building the infrastructure layer of Secret, we've been kind of shifting gears in the past few months. We've seen several applications that have pretty much kind of tested the maximum capacity of the network, and we said, okay, we gotta work extremely hard into making sure that by end of this year, we can not just cater volume from Secret internal applications, but from outside of the Cosmos. And so we put all of our effort into infrastructure, and last month we did an upgrade called Shockwave Alpha. Shockwave Alpha focused a lot on scalability. There's crazy, in my opinion, a 500 plus X speed up for queries. There's state sync for the CosmWasm directory, and there's interchain accounts, which we are right now utilizing with things like NFT bridges to other Cosmos chains and beyond. An even bigger upgrade that's coming in the next couple of months is Shockwave Omega. In fact, Shockwave Omega is not going to be a one-time thing. It's going to be split to several upgrades. Some of the features are not announced, so expect that soon. But it's going to be split between now and the end of 2022. And it's going to have CosmWasm V1, which is obviously the most important thing for us to get, just to kind of be on par with all developers. There's moving from WASMI, which is the interpreter that we currently use, to Wasmer. We call it Wasmer SGX because it's going to be Wasmer that lives inside of the enclave. That's actually very complicated. That's a lot of work. but it's coming sooner than expected because we already kind of like finished all the hard parts. Like now it's like the easier, quality of life, mechanical, technical parts. And another thing that I don't think we've ever announced, but we've taken in the last month Mental Mint. People know what Mental Mint is, like Terra use it. Right, so we took Mental Mint from Terra, and Terra did, like, look, putting collapse aside, anything else aside, Terra did an amazing job being able to serve more queries and more transactions than all of Cosmos combined. Let's give them that credit. They deserve it. They worked very hard. So we took Mental Mint and we completely adapted it to fit on Secret. And now Secret compatible Mental Mint is ready. It's been completed 2 weeks ago, give or take. And it's being deployed. It's going to take time to set up the nodes because these are kind of like archive nodes. They take time. But for each node that we set, we benchmark it. It gives 3x the capacity to handle queries. And it's horizontal scalable. So the more nodes that we put in, the more queries we can put. And at least from a query perspective, like that kind of solves like all the problems, which is really, really cool. And why are we putting so much effort into infra? Well, we want to cater not just Secret. We want to cater Cosmos. We want to cater Osmosis. We can't like be the one thing for, like the one chain for everything. That's not the vision we believe in. That's not why we chose Cosmos. We chose Cosmos because we believe there's a place for each chain to do what it does best. And what Secret does best is provide privacy and secrecy as a service. And so some of these things exist today. Some of these are forward-looking. But in my opinion, anything that's here is going to be done in the next 6 months. And if some of these are not being developed and you're developers and you resonate with it, then these are things that we want to see build up. So first and foremost, it's private transactions and swaps. That's not the focus of Secret Network, but it seems to be the one thing that we keep getting asked about. And there hasn't been a conference or a conversation in the last few months where I haven't talked to a Cosmos team who isn't even building on Secret, and they didn't tell me that, hey, you know what? We're actually using Secret to be able to make our Cosmos assets private. And to me, that was like a huge shock because it's private, so we don't really have a way to understand how many users use that feature, but it seems that quite a lot. So private transactions and private swaps, you don't need all the stuff that I talked about. You can do it right now on Secret. There's IBC, so you can take Osmo, for example, and you can move it to Secret and then wrap it. And then when you wrap it, it turns into something called S-Osmo, Secret Osmo, for example. And that works very much like how Zcash shielded transactions and shielded assets work. Essentially, once you move into an S token, a secret token, then everything you send and transact and do is completely private. Obviously, this is still problematic for 2 reasons. So A, the UI sucks. It's really bad. And I hope that with interchain accounts and with contract-to-contract IBC, which is the stuff I showed you we're working on, we'd be able to do, and with some good UI work and integrations, we would be able to make a much better job at it. Like in my vision, like you go to Osmosis, you do a swap, it doesn't matter which 2 assets you choose, all you have to do is like tick some box that says, make this private, right? And that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. So this is where we are now, but that's where we want to get, and that's where I hope we'll be by the end of the year. The other aspect that's really cool about Secret and only available on Secret is actual on-chain randomness. So there are now good cryptographic solutions to do off-chain randomness, and those exist. Those oracles exist, but they're still off-chain. They still have their trade-offs like anything. But Secret, because of its capabilities, if you're building on Secret right now, any application that's been built on Secret and uses randomness, and that's any NFT mint, any game, so that's at least like 50 applications that uses it, All they have to do is write one line of code, and they draw on-chain randomness. Part of the consensus, part of the same security model. You don't have to go out. And we want the rest of Cosmos and beyond to enjoy the same level of quality. So, there was a talk today about like Wasman NFTs on Osmosis. Imagine that for the mint, they can just like with one line of code through IBC, just draw that randomness and just use it. Never technically exit Osmosis even. I do expect that to be the first application. We have some grants that people are looking into it, and there's a need. So I expect that to be in Q4 for like other chains. So other chains would be able to consume that, and hope I'm not sharing something I'm not supposed to, but we've been talking to like Andromeda, which I think are doing phenomenal things, and right, they're putting like building blocks into their GUI, into their like contract creator. So imagine you would just be able to put a box that says, get like true randomness in your application. This is really cool. Won't go into detail, but like there's a lot of things that we can do to actually improve crypto in general. Any Launchpad, any project that uses crypto today, many of them require you to KYC. It's a bad experience because you have to do it multiple times, but I don't know if any one of you has been on the other end of the KYC side, because I have been. Our lawyers, our legals forced us to do KYC, our banks forced us to do KYC. It sucks, but when we do it, it's like scary as fuck. Because on the other end, you just get to see everyone's passports, everyone's personal data. I have no idea how it's stored. It's like super, super shady and scary, and that's not the way it should work. So there should be a way to do privacy-preserving KYC. Do it once. Give you like an NFT or a token that can be reusable in other application, and that's it. And to me, that's something that I'm very excited about. And this is a bit complicated, but you're going to hear a lot about this. There's actually a super well-funded team building this and utilizing secret capability. And that's the idea that you can do trustless on-chain wallets on secret. And the reason you can just do it on secret is because in secret, on a smart contract, you can keep private data. That private data could be a wallet, a private key of a wallet. And you can use that in so many ways. For example, you can set a contract that is an on-chain wallet that you can put whatever access control policies that you want. For example, my fund manager, right, at Secret Labs. Maybe we wanna make sure that he can do more than $10K dollars worth of transactions a day. That's easily programmable with something like that. Maybe we want to make sure that they can swap only on Osmosis, but not on other chains, maybe only on those pools. So we can put and bake into that wallet whatever access control policies that we want. And even more importantly, you can actually use what Secret provides combined with threshold signatures to actually just get in what, in my opinion, is a more secure wallet. So you can have a wallet where Secret is one counterparty that has one part of the one signer in the multisig, and then the user is the other signer, and it gets like really, really more interesting and complicated going that. But I think the use cases of these are basically infinite. So I'm gonna skip the other things, but I think this is what I kind of want to finish with. This is something that, I don't know if it's technical or political, but I think this is the right place to say this. Cosmos, in my opinion, is, and obviously I'm biased, but in my opinion, it's like the best ecosystem out there. It has the best builders, it has the best model with sovereign chains that interconnect with IBC, it has the best UI and UX, and it's been improving day in, day out. And by the way, I think all the credit goes to Osmosis here, because Osmosis really put the bar higher when it comes to making great user experience. But we are still extremely small. Let's not kid ourselves. Cosmos, is, compared to the other large ecosystem, even putting all of Cosmos together, we're just not big enough yet. And to me, IBC and IBC, let's say V2, where it's contract to contract, but more than the technical side, just being able to get together like this and thinking together like how can we build better user experience that goes from one chain to the other in a seamless way, that's our way to beat Solana, Ethereum, anything else. That's the way to make Cosmos the internet of blockchains, the Web3, the basic Web3 go-to place. So I'm going to stop here and just, thank you, everyone.